weekend's headline act, Paris Saint-Germain travelled to Marseille's Orange Velodrome for a classique with much more than just bragging rights on the line. First playing second, and the Parisians with a score to settle after their rivals knocked them out of the Coupe de France a couple of weeks ago. OM started on the front foot, but that left gaps for PSG to exploit, and they did just that midway through the first half as the deadly duo combined. Leo Messi slipping through Kylian Mbappe, who made no mistake with the finish, firing into the bottom corner. Now out alone at the top of the scoring charts, thanks to his 16th goal of the season. And that combination would invert for a second goal just 4 minutes later. Mbappe bursting down the left and then picking out a perfect pass for Messi, who is left with a tap-in for 2-0. 700th career goal for the World Cup winner, and not a bad occasion during which to reach the milestone. M&M putting on a show, and half-time was just the interval. Within 10 minutes of the restart, they would combine to deadly effect yet again. This one maybe the pick of the bunch. The 1-2, the return from Messi beautiful, and the finish from Mbappe unerring, volleying home his 200th goal for PSG to match Edinson Cavani's all-time record. The champions get their revenge and increase the gap at the summit to 8 points. Nice had a chance to hand their arch-rivals Monaco a first league defeat in 2023 when they travelled to the Stade Louis II for the Derby de la Côte d'Azur. Both sides came into the match in great form, but it was the visitors who got off to an electric start. Dante sending a long ball over the top for Terem Moffi, whose first touch was exquisite and whose second found the net. The on loan Lorient man with his first Nice goal just 8 minutes into the game. With Vanderson and Ruben Aguilar both injured, Monaco had switched to a back three, but the players seemingly not up to speed with the setup as Moffi was allowed to race free once again and double his and his side's tally with almost a carbon copy of his first goal. This time, Kefren Thuram with the long ball. 25 minutes and 2-0 to Les Aiglons. And it would get worse still for the home side and the home fans. Thuram bursting forwards, brought down but back to his feet. Moffi holding up the ball and then picking up the man who started the move. Thuram, 3-0. A beautiful first-time strike from the edge of the area. No second half goals, but that not something to take the shine off a stunning performance for Nice. Lens travelled the length of the country down to Montpellier, knowing victory could lift them back onto the podium. Les Sanguillons returned to winning ways last time out, but if they wanted to build momentum, they'd have to find a way past a side reinvigorated since Michel Derzakarian's return. They did find a way past Benjamin Lecomte very quickly though. Angelo Fulgini played in by Seko Fofana and lifting the ball over the keeper in just the 4th minute. Lens came close to doubling the lead a number of times, but failed and will be punished for their wastefulness. Joris Chotard's searching cross, finding Faitou Mawassa at the back post, who headed home to get Montpellier back on level terms. 1-1 at the final whistle. The hosts likely satisfied to move another point clear of danger, whilst Lens dropped 2 points but moved level with Monaco in 3rd. After suffering back-to-back losses, Nantes were keen to bounce back when they hosted a Breton derby with Rennes. The pair could perhaps exchange sympathies, having been knocked out of the Europa League during the week. There was no sympathy shown by Nantes early on as they forced a strong save from Steve Mandanda. On the other end, Albon Lafont showed he would be equally difficult to beat, preventing Benjamin Bourigeaud from finding the net from an acute angle. A nonchalant back heel from Lovro Maya, but one that wouldn't be an assist. Lafont could do nothing about Rennes' next attack though. Jeremy Doku with a piece of individual brilliance, jinking this way and that, gliding past defenders and then slotting the ball past the Nantes keeper for his first league goal of the campaign. And Les Rennais would hang on for a narrow victory that moves them within 4 points of the Champions League places. Now winless in their last 4 in all competitions, Nantes had to be careful not to slip back into the relegation fight. Lille welcomed Brest to the northern tip of France, hoping that a victory could lift them back into the European places. Les Pirates, though, were also in desperate need of points, sat on the edge of the relegation zone, and they dramatically increased their chances of getting some by taking the lead in the 8th minute. Thiago Diallo diverting Kenny Lala's cross past his own goalkeeper. Lucas Chevalier helpless. The dog was soon into their stride though, and would bite back just after the break. Edonje Grover's corner headed home by Bafode Diakite to put his side on level terms. Brest parked the bus for the final half an hour, hoping to steal a much-needed point, but Les Dogs would finally break through in the final 10. Alexsandro heading home the winner. Tensions spilled over in injury time, culminating in a red card for Madi Camara, but 2-1 the final score. Lorient welcomed Auxerre to the Moustoir, with both sides likely coming into the match on a high after impressive victories last time out. Emerlu's saviour early on with an important block. Abdul Bamu Mete gave away a free kick, and Ryan Ravelisson stepped up, slipping as he struck the ball, but nonetheless the ball slipping just inside the far post. Whether that corner was the original plan or not, deceiving Vito Manone, curling into the far corner. Falling behind appeared to wake up the home side, but they struggled to find their way through a resolute Auxerre defence. It did also come close from a free kick though, Enzo Lefebvre striking the upright from an unlikely position. And that will be the case again shortly after. Radu brilliantly turning a low Cyrene Doucouré shot around his post. Aga hold on for a crucial 3 points. Back-to-back victories moves them out of the drop zone. Lyon travelled to Angers 11 places and 25 points, better off than their rock-bottom hosts, but the visitors were also perhaps shy of where they wanted to be. Thiago Mendes, though, would put a free kick exactly where he wanted, thundering a fine effort into the bottom corner. Brazilians' first of the season. Laurent Blanc back in the dugout after an absence through illness, introduced new signing Amin Sarr in the second half, and his decision would come good with 10 minutes remaining. The Swede diverting the ball home for his first Lyon goal. With 3 minutes left on the clock, Abdallah Sima pulled one back to give Angers a glimmer of hope, pouncing on a sloppy back pass, rounding the keeper and successfully rolling the ball home from a narrow angle. Dejan Lovren with the mistake, duly punished by Sima. But any hope would soon be snuffed out as the visitors had the final say. The ball put through to Bradley Barkala, who found a way through the SCO defence and fired into the bottom corner. Initially flagged offside, but VAR would reinstate the goal. Angers have now failed to win any of their last 17 league matches and look set for a return to the second tier. Two of the top flight, fast improving sides faced off as 10th place Reims took on 11th place Toulouse. Both in great form and not separated by much, but it was the slightly higher placed team who needed just 4 minutes to take the lead. Junior Ito slipped through on goal and calm as you like, putting Reims one up. Japanese with his 5th of the season, sitting Maxime Dupé down and slotting the ball home. 3 minutes later they get another. Ball won back twice on the wing, and Ito turning provider, this time teeing up Marshall Menezzi, who blasted a screamer in off the underside of the bar. 2-0 Reims with only 7 minutes gone. And the game would be totally put to bed in the second half. Captain Younes Abdelhamid wrapping up all 3 points for Les Rouges et Blancs with his first goal of the season. So Reims avenge their recent cup loss to Toulouse and extend their incredible unbeaten run to 17 games. Clermont were looking to earn their first win in February when they hosted Strasbourg. The Racing's league games this season have produced an average of 1.83 first half goals per match, a league high, and the inevitable opener did arrive before half-time. Ibrahima Sissoko's cross met by Habib Diallo, whose touch sent the ball looping over Mori Dior. But the momentum of the game would swing in the opposite direction. Despite not looking overly dangerous in the second half, the Clermont fans were finally able to celebrate a goal. Saif Eddine Kawi failing to convert, but Elbasan Roshani showing composure to roll the ball in at the near post and end his side's long goal drought with just their second shot on target. Neither side could find a winner, so 1-1 the final score. Ajaccio welcomed Troyes to Corsica for what must surely be classed as a relegation 6-pointer. It was ESTAC who took the lead in the 23rd minute. Once again, it would be Mama Baldé, the man who scored more than twice as many as anyone else in the squad. The striker in the right place at the right time and slamming home from close range. Now into double figures for the season. But the hosts set about turning the game around in the second half. On the hour mark, Roman Hamouma hitting the deck inside the penalty area. And after a lengthy VAR check, a penalty confirmed. Youcef BELAILI, the man to step up and just about delivering the equaliser. Benjamin Loa with a significant hand on the ball. Nonetheless, the ball finding the bottom corner. And the hosts completed the turnaround just 6 minutes later. That man, Hamouma, involved again. Free at the back post, and his first touch laying the ball on a plate for El Idrissi to fire Ajaccio into the lead with what would prove to be the winner. Twas afternoon of woe compounded as BALDÉ saw red late on. This loss sees them drop even further to 19th. 25 goals scored in all. Good weekend for the teams on the road. 3-1 away win for Lyon, and then 3-0 wins for both travelling sides in the Côte d'Azur derby and Le Classique. And that huge win for the champions, significant at the top, now very much on course to defend their title. Monaco lose but hang on to their podium spot courtesy of goals scored. Wins for Auxerre and Ajaccio mix up the relegation battle once more. The order changed, but still just 3 points separate 15th and 19th. Angers cuts totally adrift at the bottom of the table. Match day 26 sees Auxerre's revival tested to the max with a trip to inform Nice. Lens and LOSC battle over the European spots, and OM round off the weekend again with a trip to Rennes.